Hello everyone and welcome back to Miko's Corner. Today we will be continuing Titanic Adventure Out of Time. As you'll recall, we started our prologue in London and were sent back in time to try to fix what we had messed up originally to succeed in our mission. We got a tutorial of the game from Smithers the steward, and we met up with the other agent on board, Penny Pringle. We learned that we are trying to find out where the Rubaiyat is and what Zeitel's plan is for it if we cannot retrieve it. We ran into Georgia after we left the gymnasium and Miss Pringle, and we are going to see just what she and our main character have in common.
You came after all this time. It's Georgia. I'd heard you on board. Where have you been?
I was detained. I didn't know you were on board. Who are you? You're mistaking me for someone else. I've no time to talk. You can do this, but she's also 1/3 of the missions that help you have a perfect game. I am going to say that I didn't know she was on board.
It's been 5 years. I'd have waited a lot longer to see you again. Why didn't you tell me where you'd gone? Dina hadn't a clue, nor did Jack. My letters were returned.
Wait,
just like you to
Jack.
show up now, with everything such a beastly mess. You must help me.
We got a letter from Jack, or a postcard from Jack in the prologue. Probably the same dude. Help you?
You've no doubt heard the rumors. I won't deny most of them. I can't.
What rumors?
Even if the money's gone, I won't give the diamonds to Charles. These are all that remains. My insurance for a new life without Charles or Sasha.
Oh, who's Sasha?
Sasha? The owner of the Barbican Gallery? We're friends. Of a sort. He's sailing on the Titanic, taking some paintings to New York to sell. Please. I mustn't talk any longer. Take it. Take the necklace. It's my only chance now. Keep it for me. And don't tell Charles you have it. You can't know what he's like.
Alright, Georgia, I'll keep hold of your necklace for you. If I recall, I think I have to bring that to the purser's office for safekeeping. And we're gonna run by here, and Max is going to yell at us. I think he's over here.
Come here.
Hey! Oh. We ran into you earlier.
What do you know? You again.
Hey.
Don't you love the sea air? Really clears out the sinuses.
He's clearly
Max
American.
Seidelman,
Yep.
Philadelphia, PA. Buyer for Haymaker's department store. The shoppy of Spruce Street. What's eating you anyway? You're always in a rush. Relax.
I'm supposed to
will ya?
respond to something
Take
when
Max's advice. Get over it.
That's
Sure,
interesting.
you lose sometimes. Yell a little. Don't dwell.
Yeah,
You
there
a
was another
sporting
moment
type?
where I have
You
to
look like a
respond,
sporting type.
and
Come
then
on
he
down to the
responds
smoking
back.
room for a nightcap. Riviera's looking for someone to play a few hands of blackjack with. What do you say?
I already did
Not
play
much else to
blackjack
do.
with him.
Not tonight. Brr. Cold as a cast iron commode.
Whoever says brr.
What do you say?
Sound like a card sharp to me. No, I'll go.
Great. First, let's swing by the Parisian cafe.
Ooh.
There's a man there named Zeitel, a German.
Zeitel.
Claims he's a business, but he's got something up the sleeve already.
That's true.
I know the type. Believe me. Dollars to donuts, he's in some racket. So come with, why don't you? We'll hit the smoking room from there. Hey, Colonel, how you doing?
That was really cut quick.
Like you to meet a friend.
A pleasure.
Hi, Zeitel. Met you earlier, too.
Hedelitz and I, we welcome diversion during such an uneventful passage. Don't we, Willy?
Certainly.
Willy is at the University of Vienna, dissecting children's fable.
Cultural mythology, it's quite interesting. So only a junior professor, I tried to interest Dr. Freud. He's a genius, and I...
Sigmund Freud again.
Yes, I am sure, quite. On the passenger list, it says you embarked at Cherbourg. Yet I have not seen you with the others. You were there, were you not?
I don't make much of an entrance. I was feeling ill. I need to move along. I don't make much of an entrance.
I see. You are British.
Mm-hmm.
Not so many of you in Titanic's first cabins. These days, most of the rich are Americans. Businessmen like Max. Tell me, why do you go to New York?
Holiday or business? Let's go with business.
Business. How interesting, considering the British are not so good at it.
Hardy har. What do you want? Sorry, what do you do?
Me? Inspecting our embassies. Imperial Germany desires to make a good impression in North America. Willy is continuing on, to the west, to conduct research on Aboriginal customs.
The Indians. They are fascinating.
Yes, yes.
Do you mean Native
I
Americans?
place faith in science, not superstition.
The Colonel was saying this wireless stuff's revolutionizing sending messages to each other. It's the end of books and newspapers.
Like the Titanic, a technological triumph. Here we dined in comfort while racing along at 20 knots. It's still tied to the outside world by the wireless.
That reminds me, Colonel Seitel, when I go to send you a telegram, they told me it was to be there are too many messages. The passengers...
I am sure our guests do not care to hear a detailed discussion of your encounter with telegraphy. Now, if you will excuse me...
Please, excuse us.
Won't you call on us tomorrow? Here, in the cafe. The Linzer Tort's quite passable for a British ship. Stop by. Willy and I welcome it most heartily.
Yes, most heartily.
And before I leave, you must allow me to give you some advice. But do not wander the ship. It is not good, I think, on a ship as big as the Titanic. Good night, friends.
Sounded more like a threat.
See? What did I tell you? What did I say? Them too. Up to something, I'd say. The brainy kid gives me the creeps. What a grind. He should hang out with that little blonde. She's a looker, I tell you. Come on, let's hit the smoking room. What do you say?
Alright, so I was looking at the cast list as that whole scene was going on, because I was curious if any of them actually spoke the languages they were speaking accents for. So Willy von Haderlitz, the younger boy, interested in Freud, was voiced by Sean M. Allen.
Can't got
And
your tongue, Pally?
IMDb doesn't have any more information on that. Thanks. Ugh. Super unhelpful. No, the cat does not have my tongue, Max. Alright, the other one to check would be Zeitel. Or Buick Riviera. Riviera. Rand Cabas. I like to appreciate actors when they can pull off an accent, but I also appreciate when things are cast correctly as well. I know this is in the early 90s, so it may not actually be true. And there's nothing on him either. So I'm going to assume that a bunch of these people are essentially nobodies. Sure, let's go.
I gotta see a man about a horse.
Really?
Goodbye.
Bye. Ooh, another outside view of the Titanic. Trucking along, only 3 smokestacks hitting. Oh, the necklace. We should go give that to the purser. Oh, wait. There's something on the table. What was that? I don't actually know if that bears any information right now. There was also... If I recall correctly, there's something else in the Café Parisien. But I don't know if I can pick it up now or not. Alright. We'll worry about that later. I wonder if I should just do a simple playthrough. Oh! It's Daisy.
But my dear, it's Daisy. Daisy Cashmore. Surely you remember. You a naughty thing. Don't think I didn't know you'd snuck on at Cherbourg. Smethels told me all about it. The old boy's always dripping
Oh,
with
Smethels,
news.
not
Heard
Smithers.
about Lord and Lady Lambeth.
Hmm.
Ruined utterly. Scarcely enough left for appearances.
We saw their
I'm
obit.
told. I always liked Georgia. Married
That's
Charles
Georgia.
for his name and his
And
fortune,
Charles.
sensible girl. But she's made her
They're the
mess.
Lambeth.
Now she must live in it. Well,
Please tell me more.
what do we think? Gorgeous, isn't it? Everyone's raving, gushing. The Titanic couldn't be more fabulous. And the sailing couldn't have been more convenient. Everyone's
She's
here.
so over the top. I
The
love it.
Astors, the George Wideners, the Countess of Ross, such a wonderful girl. The Strausses, I saw them on D-deck tonight. The Ryersons, the Henry Harpers. I could just go on and on.
I'm sure
And
you
ships so
could.
very advanced. I was just saying to my dear friends, the Carters, they're bringing back a motor car, do you believe?
Oh,
in
yeah, the motor
cargo
car.
hold. Bill Carter checks it daily. Really, every day. He keeps the keys with the purser. And of course they let them. The Carters are fantastically rich. Lucille doesn't understand the attraction at all. With men and machines, I tell her, we girls play second fiddle. Well,
Go ahead, continue. We get a lot of information from Daisy. Stuff that you can use later on in the game, if you remember correctly. The car and the keys might prove useful later on. And what I wanted to say is that having watched Star Trek Next Generation as a teenager and adult, she very much reminds me of Loxana Troy. Just over the top, and that voice, and just...
my dear, I have a little favor.
Oh, yeah?
Tiny one.
With pleasure.
Tonight at dinner, a man I don't know was making eyes at me.
Oh,
Be an
really?
absolute darling and find out who he is.
How do you expect me to do that?
Look him up in the passenger list. All I know are his initials, GQC. The list's someplace.
GQC.
Find it. I'll wait right here. Ta!
I think I remember who this is, but we should go find it. I believe the purser is on the other end of the B deck. No. Up. Promenade. Oh, there's Trask. He's the... oh, it's C deck. Wait, no. Trask is that seer from before. There we go. Purser's office. Knock, knock, knock.
Yes, can I help you?
Hi. I would like to check something in first. I would like to check this necklace.
Yes, indeed. All jewels go right in the safe.
Thank you. I require assistance.
As purser, I arrange dinner reservations, rent deck chairs, the usual shipboard duties.
Let's go through them all because it's fun.
5? Who are you anyway? I haven't seen you about, and I've the passenger list. We've already had trouble with one lady in second who's tried crashing first class.
Oh, Penny Pringle? They won't let me check the cargo manifest.
Certainly not. The manifest is the purser's. Only I look at the manifest.
Aye, aye. Shuffleboard.
Deck games are usually reserved for daylight hours.
Just checking, brah. Come on.
Have you a
Passenger
name?
list.
If you do, I can tell
Tell
you
you
their
the cabin number. Let's see, we have Eric Burns, J.J. Astor, my room, Sasha Barbican, Mr. Conkling, Mrs. Conkling, Lord and Lady Lambeth, Colonel Zeitel, Penny Pringle, Shayla Hacker and Jack Hacker, Mr. Von Haderlitz, Leyland Trask, Miss Daisy Cashmore, Mr. and Mrs. Gorsh Jones. Oh my gosh, those guys are hilarious. I cannot wait for you guys to meet them. My steward, Smethels, Officer Morrow, Buick Riviera, Max Zeitelman, Mrs. Limehouse, Miss Clarice Limehouse, oh, mother-daughter, Thomas Andrews, Isidore Strauss, Reverend Trout, Captain Smith, Vlad Damonic. Yeah, he's from somewhere else. A passenger with the initials GQC.
Let me check. Aha. Mr.
George Quincy Clifford.
A27.
Thank you.
Have you a
Let's
name?
see if there's any other names
If
on
you
this
do,
list.
I can tell you their cabin number.
I have a feeling that was probably the last one, but... Yep, back to the beginning. Let's ask about that strange one, Vlad
The
Damonic.
money? I don't see anyone on board by that name. Perhaps
Sorry.
you're mistaken. I live to serve.
You're fine. Good night.
That's all then, is it? Good night.
Look, there's their keys. This is the cargo manifest. Information for passengers. Breakfast from 8 until 10. Oh my gosh, 2 hours. Luncheon at 1, dinner at 7. Bar opens at 8 a.m. Closes at 11:30 p.m. Wow, you can start drinking at 8. Smoke room. Lights are extinguished at midnight. Divine service in the saloon on Sunday at 10:39 a.m. That is Sunday church. Wireless telegrams. Passenger steamers of the White Star Line are pitted with the Marconi system of wireless telegraphy, and messages for dispatch should be handed in at the inquiry office. None of the ship's staff, other than those on duty in the inquiry office, are authorized to accept letters or telegrams for dispatch. Baggage. Questions. Oh, sorry. Questions relating to baggage should be referred to the second steward, who is the ship's baggage master. Deck chairs can be hired at a charge of $4 each for the voyage. Steamer rugs can be hired at charge for $4 each for the voyage. Exchange of money. The purser is prepared for the convenience of passengers to exchange a limited amount of English and American money, and he will allow at the rate of $4.80 to the euro, franc. No, it's probably not euro. English currency when giving American money for English currency. Or it looks like the euro symbol, doesn't it? Someone will have to correct me. One English currency for $4.95 when giving English money for American money. Cool.
Only I'm allowed to access the cargo manifest.
Sorry.
What do you want?
Alright,
Glad
good night.
to be a good night.
I mean, I'll be back, but good night for now. Alright, so she's... Hi, Smevels. She is on B deck, on the other side. Aft. Hi, Daisy.
Did you get it?
He's very
Get his
rich.
name?
Yes.
Clifford. Clifford.
I love that you can
Never
answer
heard
no,
of
though.
him. You don't suppose he's rich, do you?
Could be filthy, or merely stinking. Filthy.
You're an angel. And I've news for you, too.
While you were
While
gone.
you were gone, Andrew Conkling's been asking for you. Yes, Conkling, the steel bearer. God knows what he's been doing in Europe. Buying it, probably. Where was
Conkling steel.
Oh, yes. Andrew Conkling asked me to pass along this. You know his wife Beatrix, the designer. Such an eye! Her clothes preserve the bust line. Couldn't be more flattering. Keeps the eye moving. Much nicer than Worth's.
A matter of extreme urgency requires your attention. Meet me in the Scotland
You know his
Road.
wife. They're friends with Captain Smith. Smith, so handsome.
Can
so
I get some
dashing.
subs back?
White Star's best officer, or was. He's retiring after this voyage. Couldn't be more tragic. My dear, you've blanched. Bad news.
Sorry, excuse me. Had to take a sip of a drink. Yeah, I remember being fascinated by the word blanched as a kid.
Certainly, certainly. I must. It's
Mrs. Burbank! Consuelo! Oh my god. She's so quotable. Okay. This is where I start to get confused, because I go down and I see Conkling in not there. In Scotland Yard on E deck. Don't know if it's after 4. I can take the reception stairs or the second class stairs. Fun thing, these click on the red areas on the map to jump to that area of the ship. So that's nice. I would rather show you guys some things. And in fact, we're gonna take the elevator because I want to see if we can meet the Gorse Joneses. Hello.
Evening, I'm the lift attendant. And you'll not find one better at taking you where you want to go. Where to?
Sorry, guys. D-deck.
Mind the gate.
Thank you.
Up a bit late, aren't you? Just like Mr. Conkling. He's a night owl, just a little ways.
D-deck and below has different music, and I don't like it. It's spooky as all heck. To E-deck. Where am I going? F-deck? Aw, I was hoping I'd meet the Gorse Joneses. Down. Scotland Road. Yeah, because you can get here, and you'll be hearing the creepy music, and you'll turn, and you'll be like, oh, there's a person there. It's very disconcerting. Ah, there he is. Ooh, the engine room. Hi, Conkling.
Hello, I'm Conkling. Good of you to come.
Mm-hmm.
I trust you're finding the accommodation satisfactory?
They are.
You're welcome. White Star's anxious for everyone to be as comfortable as possible, particularly on the maiden voyage.
Mm-hmm. Why did you want to meet here?
Sorry to seem mysterious. You must understand someone in my position, an investor in this ship, needs discretion.
Mm-hmm. It's the better part of valor.
You're under no obligation, of course. I have a slight problem. You may be able to help. A servant has stolen an important business document from me, and I must recover it. A few years ago, my wife Beatrix hired a young Irish girl as maid in our London house. We treated her well. 2 weeks ago, she up and left without notice, taking a certain letter with her. I'd given up all hope of recovering it, until my wife spotted her this morning on the third-class promenade.
Uh-oh.
Needless to say, I checked with the purser. She'd been scheduled to sail on the Philadelphia, but those passengers were transferred on board the Titanic because of a coal strike.
I'm sure they're happy. Why ask me to do this?
Government officials, friends of mine, told me a bureau agent was on board. I found you through Mrs. Cashmore,
Daisy.
a preposterous woman. But she does have an eye for accomplishment.
Preposterous
Look,
woman.
Will you help me? You will be rewarded handsomely.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. I need more information.
Her name is Shayla Hacker. She's 20 or thereabouts. I was her benefactor, one might say.
What do you mean, benefactor?
Yes. This puts me in a, difficult situation. This young woman,
creep.
she could cause considerable damage to me, to my reputation if she goes to the newspapers.
What's in the letter?
Confidential business matters. Conkling Steel provides steel for ships. This ship, for example. If the contents of the letter were publicized, our competitors would profit greatly.
Yeah, because you're cutting corners, aren't you? So, there are many theories revolving the Titanic sinking. One of them is that the steel was bad. And he's the owner of that steel company. So though he died in the crash, a lot of people blame Andrew Conkling for the crash. Where's the woman now?
I've gotten word to her to meet on the poop deck. Go in my place. Tell her there'll be no trouble if she returns the letter.
Aye, aye.
Afterwards, report to me in our suite, B59. Her name is Shayla Hacker. Good night.
Good night, sir. So, there's that theory. There's also the fact that they they sailed more north than usual, so they were up in icy waters. Of course, this was happening in April, which is still technically a winter month, at least in the northern states and probably Canada. And, the fact that the wireless system was so jammed up with passengers trying to talk to friends and family that they were missing crucial information about iceberg sightings. I remember watching the Drain the Ocean series, and they did the Titanic, and they also showed how it spread apart and stuff like that. Why the stern and the aft are so far apart, because the front of the ship has that pointed V to cut through the water. So when it sunk straight down, and then it landed on its side. Landed on its bottom. Whereas the aft section was torn apart from the front, and it wasn't as aero or water dynamic, so it spun and spun and spun, and then all this debris was between it and the front section of the Titanic. That it landed so much farther apart. But, I mean, it's just a travesty in general. One thing I didn't say is that I have this game because my mother is very obsessed with anything Titanic. She has, like, all the clippings from the Titanic incident. She has every documentary you could ever imagine that they've done on the Titanic. Of course, she watched Drain the Oceans as well. Oh, hey, it's you again. Talk to him in a second. And, you know, she watched the movie, she watched the other fictional movies, the documentaries I mentioned already, read a bunch of different books, like Night to Remember, I think, is one of them. Things like that. And, I enjoyed it fairly well as a child as well. I ended up watching Titanic as a kid when it was still an R-rated movie. And it was on 2 different VHSs, much like this game was on 2 different CDs. So partway through, you would have to switch the VHS out so you could continue watching the movie. It was that long and that impressive. So that's how I got into the Titanic. I'm not as obsessed about it as she is, but I do enjoy it. Which is why I'm like, why are they making a second Titanic boat? That is not a good idea. So this is generally where you meet this guy the first time you come down these stairs to go to Scotland Yard, and you're like, oh hey, hi.
Just a minute. Calling on Miss Pringle. She has been invaluable this voyage, a pillar. Oh yes, we're very glad she's with us. Unlike the occultist
He really hates Trask. I gotta go see him.
Tempting the passengers with his occult mysteries.
He's fine. Sounds like an interesting fellow.
Be wary of him. Trask's a trickster. Take this card, a prayer card, from my own collection.
Is there anything else?
So you must like this section of the Titanic.
Why would you say that?
Here, second class. You can get to Scotland Road from here. Do you know it? Scotland Road?
It's all plot help. I know of it, thanks.
Wait, before you leave, you mentioned that you approved of our work at the mission in Nyasaland.
I did.
I'd like to add your name to our list of financial backers. An auspicious honor, oh yes. I am very happy. Tomorrow we will discuss everything. Good evening.
Okay. Sorry, I have something stuck in my throat, so I'm trying to clear it out with some plain chips. I like the baked lays, plain style. So looking at this prayer card, nearer my God to thee. Unfortunately, you can't like spin it around or flip it over. You can just look at it. Alright. So Trask is actually very helpful because he can tell you if you're missing something or what to look for next. Second class dining saloon is locked. Oops. Turn one too many, sorry. I get going a little too fast sometimes. Second class library is also locked. Ah, that'd be cool to see a library in here. I wonder if you can see it in the tour. Maybe we'll do that at some point. Poop deck. Yeah, we need to do that to see Shayla. A deck. I gotta go all the way up to get to... Alright, boat deck. Moving onward. Grand staircase. I believe Trask is down here. Yes, hello, man.
Hello.
He can help you out if you get stuck. He'll look at one of your items.
Trask, metaphysical scribe and evangelist.
That's interesting. They write it out.
I've been in London attending a conference on premonitions among the sensitive.
I think the other reason that he doesn't like Trask is that he's American. Where are you from?
You've heard of my institute, the
Boston.
Astral Bureau of Circulation?
Yeah.
In Boston? The ABC is a place where mediums of impeccable character can commingle in harmony.
I would like you to do a reading of something. Are your predictions reliable? What do you predict for the Titanic? Predictions are reliable.
There's a range, of course, but given the right training, psychics can reveal information hidden to others.
Really? What do you predict for the Titanic?
This is a ship of destiny, which I think you know.
He knows I'm from the future. I'd like you to do a reading of... Let's do Zeitel's pipe. Would you do a reading of this pipe?
You know, a medium told me the only danger in my life would come on water. Salt or fresh, he did not say. Damn it all, I wish they'd be more specific. That pipe's been someplace quite humid recently. I'd visit the Turkish bath. Good luck.
Interesting. Do we want to check the prayer card?
The Reverend Trout's ministrations. He thinks I'm the devil incarnate. This will make someone a welcome gift, I sense.
Ooh. Okay.
Good night.
Good night. I apologize if the bag crinkling or the chip crunching is too much. I will check it out in the recording and see how annoying it is, and if it is a problem, I promise not to do it in the future. Or I'll take a break and eat something. Well, that's it for this episode. I'm trying something new out and doing 30-minute episodes, so people are more likely to watch it, hopefully, and to tune in for the next episode. And hopefully this will allow me to be more prolific in how much I can do for episodes and longevity. So we will go to the poop deck next, maybe the Turkish bath first, see if we can get down there. And I hope you join me next time. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit that thumbs up, comment if you would like. I'd love to talk to you all. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications when I upload a new video. See you next time!